All right, let's do this.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like...
What is going on, everybody? Okay, so it is the day after the eclipse, and I hope everybody had the opportunity to watch the eclipse. It was absolutely amazing to watch that yesterday. I got the opportunity to watch with my wife at the house. We also had, we were able to get some people, some friends and family on the phone and watch it together. So it was really it was just nice to watch that and to be part of that whole process. I know the next one, the last time we had a solar eclipse was back in 1970, so it's been a number of years. Obviously, it's been over 50 years, but I think the next one is scheduled for 2034 something, maybe, I don't know, and I'm gonna have to look at that. But I think it was just absolutely a phenomenal experience and something that doesn't come around obviously too often. So it's been a few weeks since I've done my last accountability check-in. I had some issues going on, and no excuse, I just got lazy. Had some health issues I was dealing with. I had some blood work issues that I was dealing with, and so I just was not in the right frame of mind to do this. But luckily, I've got everything resolved up, or it's at least in the process of being resolved up, and it's a good thing in order to do that. So I wanted to hop on here because give you guys an update. Now I'm doing two videos. One I'm doing for this, and then I'm doing one directly after this about a cause in which I'm participating in, and something that I really hope that everybody takes time to watch the video and participate in and help for this cause, or at least share the information to people that could possibly be involved with it. And I think you'll understand why that is. It's an important, it's a near and dear thing to my heart. But first and foremost, the 50 by 50 plan. We are basically, it's the first week of April, and things are going well. I've actually broken, dang it, obviously got the door open, want the natural light coming in, but really it's been a good process. It's not been an easy process, but it's been a simple process in the fact that I am down below 230. I'm in the 220s now. So that's just a great feeling all the way through. I'm above the grain. I'm ahead of schedule as far as where I want it to be. And this is that last 20 to 25 pounds is always the hardest thing for somebody to do with it, because your body essentially starts to have that law of diminishing returns. And when that happens, your weight loss process starts dropping down dramatically. Case in point, I was actually on the bike the other day. Went out for a bike on Saturday, went for a bike ride. Unfortunately, my group canceled at the last second because of the wind, so I decided to go out for a bike ride anyway by myself. And I realized that when I got back and I saw how many calories I burned, it's never an accurate depiction, by the way, but it was less than what I thought it was going to be happening, just because obviously I'm improving up. My heart rate is improving. My fitness is improving. And when that happens, you become more efficient in your particular sport. And that's a good thing, but from a weight loss perspective or from a fat loss perspective, it's it's aggravating, because you're slowly starting to slow that process down. So instead of a pound a week or a pound and a half a week, now it's half a pound. Maybe it's a quarter of a pound. And that can get frustrating to us, because we get accustomed to being able to drop a pound to 2 pounds to 3 pounds a week. And then all of a sudden it starts dropping down to half a pound. And you're like, oh gosh, I'm not doing as much as I need to do. So I need to increase my activity. I need to drop my calories drastically. That is the wrong prescription. I'm telling you right now, that is the wrong prescription. You're on the right path, but as it gets harder, it's going to become just a little bit more difficult to do that. But still, you're going to have that trajectory. I had a conversation with my buddy Jeff on Friday about this process. And again, it's keeping trucking along. But there are things you can do with it, because in the very beginning, You can take a day off. You can eat a cheat day, or you can drink a little bit more alcohol. And I'm not saying don't do that, but minimize or limit how much you're actually doing that. Don't eliminate, but instead of having 3 glasses of wine, have a glass. Or if you're going to do basically a scotch and soda, or in my case, a bourbon, instead of having 3, do 2. Still enjoy the process. If anybody ever tells you, and I've been guilty of this, I will admit that. If anybody tells you you have to eliminate a food group when it comes into your weight loss process, not a good thing to do, because then you're going to it's not going to be sustainable. It is going to be very temporary, and when you get off that weight loss program or get off that fat loss program, then you're going to start gaining that weight back on. All right, so that's the key thing as far as how I want to look at this. But something that I did realize is, obviously I'm starting to get on my cycling program. I'm starting to be a little bit more consistent with that. And so I decided to change. I did a little experiment with myself. I changed my workout parameters. So instead of doing 4 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week of training, and then adding my cycling into it, I thought, I'm going to back off on the training, and I'm going to just do 3 days a week, which isn't bad. But instead of separating out my body parts, doing like an upper, lower format, but I'm going to do a total body workout. Here's what I realized. It didn't work for me. Now, that's a fantastic plan, don't get me wrong. And I know people that have done phenomenal with that, just exercising 3 days a week. But for me, I need 4 days a week. And I need it for 2 different reasons. First and foremost, I need it psychologically. For me, doing something in the weight room is just been a way of life for the last 30 years. I mean, I kind of realized that I got my first certification back in 1995, and I'm 29 years into training professionally, which to me just blows me away. But I need to be in the weight room more often than less. Even though I'm going to be on the bike a lot also, I need to be in the weight room 4 days a week, 5 days a week. That's my personal preference. That doesn't apply to everybody, and I don't think that everybody needs to do that. It depends on the person. I had a good friend show up yesterday. Somebody who is she's a doll. Absolutely. And she and I are good friends. I trained her when she was in college. She's now actually out of college and coaching at one of the local volleyball clubs. And we were talking about the whole same thing, in the fact that this is what we respond to. This type of training that we respond to. And so it depends on the person. So if you find that you need to be in the weight room a little bit more, in the training room a little bit more, go for it. There's no reason why you can't do that. But balance it out. Make sure that you're A, sleeping enough, B, eating enough, or maintaining your calories, but then also that you're enjoying the process. That is the key factor right there, is that you enjoy it. And that's from me. There are some people that, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, don't actually like working out. Oh my gosh. But, they do it anyway. So for them, maybe 2, maybe 3 days a week is perfectly fine. Not doing as much volume as I would say some people need to do. But it fits their lifestyle. That works for them, and that's what I would prescribe for them as well. So, getting back into that. So, I am going to be, I'm getting back into the weight room. I'm doing my squats. I'm doing my deadlifts. Actually, I'm not doing my deadlifts as much, but I'm doing my hinging. I'm doing my pressing. I'm doing all those factors in which I need to do to support what I'm doing on the rides. And that being said, I think weight loss is just one metric in which we need to be involved in. Obviously, there are other factors involved with it. Blood pressure, how your clothes fit, how you feel going upstairs, how you feel around the family, how much sleep that you get. All those individual factors make up the totality of how your fitness plan is actually feeling. So don't go strictly by weight loss. That's an important factor. Don't get me wrong. But look at your blood work, which I found out, a couple weeks ago, I need to pay a little bit more attention to. Focus on your blood work. Focus on how your clothes feel. Focus on how you feel going upstairs. Are you out of breath as you're just going up the stairs? Or are you feel like it's getting easier? Does it feel like you can get up in the morning and move around? Does it feel all those things? And then most importantly, are you happy? Some of the most fittest people that I've been around were the most miserable, because that's all they focused on was that body fat percentage, or that number on the scale, or that scale on how much weight they were actually moving. That was a singular factor in which they did, because that's what they found to be the most important number for them. And it's not. At the end of the day, it's where you're happiest at. I heard a quote yesterday, which I thought was really interesting and very profound, and something that I'm going to use, and I'm going to give full credit to this person, because somebody that I've come to start listening to and start, and obviously respect as a colleague in the fitness industry. I've never met him. I would love to meet him, but I've never met him. But that's Jordan Syatt. And he said something to where if somebody not necessarily falls off, but stumbles a little bit, if they fall off the wagon a little bit in their nutrition, they don't eat everything that they're supposed to have, or they have a cheat day and just goes way overboard, are they just going to say fuck it and throw everything out? Or are they going to say, okay, I'm just going to pick it up and start back up again? And he had a great analogy with this, is if you have a flat tire, are you going to slash all three other tires to have all four flat tires? Or are you going to change your tire and just keep on moving on? When you have a bad day, when you have a bad meal, when you have a bad episode, it's just not a case of just saying, oh, fuck it, I'm done, and everything's all over that. It's a case of you are going to just basically say, okay, I'm going to pick it up. I'm not going to slash my tires. I'm not going to throw away the rest of my day or the rest of my week or the rest of my year. I'm going to simply pick back up, start over again the next day or the next meal, and then we're going to start all over again and take it from there. Again, there's a saying out there, and I'm not going to give credit to this and everything from there because everybody's heard about it. The only easy day was yesterday. It does get harder, but you have to basically just continue on with it and have fun with it at the same time. There's a really good message with that, and it has to do the difference between motivation and discipline. Jocko Willink coined this phrase, is anybody can be motivated to start something, but you have to be disciplined to continue on with it when it gets tough. And sometimes that's what we need. You just need to get up and do it again, because nobody has ever said, all right, they walk in and they don't want to do the workout. That's fine. But then when they leave, okay, I'm glad I did it. Whereas if you don't show up and you don't do the workout, you feel even worse. Think about that for a second, guys. Anyways, all right, have a good day. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. If you're here in the Dallas area, it's still cloudy. It rained pretty good at Mount last night, and I hope everybody's going well with that. So, have a good one, guys. Peace out.
Don't be scared.